Hello and welcome to Reporters, France 24's current affairs investigative reporting magazine. Today, convert us or kill us, the words of a Christian woman in a village in India describing how she and her family were given a chilling ultimatum by extremist Hindus. Now, this is an aspect of religious war that few people talk about, but our reporting team has gone to the region of Orissa in India to hear the horrific stories of people who say they are the victims of profound religious bigotry. The hatred stems from the extremist teaching of a guru, Swami Laxmananda Saraswati. Since his murder in August, attacks on Christians in India have increased. Saraswati claimed Christians backed by the USA and by Europe were trying to take over India. Now, of course, many Hindus and Christians live side by side very peacefully. But due to the provocative remarks made by Saraswati and the fervour of his followers, violence soon followed. His VHP organisation, that's the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, lives on, and many Indians who've converted to Christianity are especially being targeted. India is struggling with the spate of bomb attacks blamed by Hindus on Muslims, the traditional flashpoint in terms of religion in India. But our report reveals that religious divisions in the country go much further.
They're returning to their village for the first time. For 2 weeks now, they've been hiding in the forest a few kilometers from here. They first wanted to see the church, or what remains of it.
Oh Lord, you can see everything. Without your knowledge, nothing would happen. Oh Lord, you can see everything. Only you can save us.
Oh Lord, we've lost all hope.
In a single night, these Indians lost everything because they are Christian.
A huge crowd of people came from the city. They entered the village and destroyed everything. They started fires all around. It's those people, Hindu extremists. They told us we should become Hindu, that we should go to temples and wear bindis. But we refused. I'll never do that.
The village was razed to the ground, erased from the map. 32 houses were burned down. The assailants' fury is evident everywhere. The villagers are in a stupor, petrified in the face of such potent hatred. These two families have lived here for 20 years, Christians and Hindus in perfect harmony.
We live here, and we've never bothered about who's Hindu or who's Christian.
But they told us, if you're Hindu, you have nothing to do here. And they burned everything.
At that point, they were crazy. They wouldn't listen at all.
We were not allowed to speak to them. There were 200 or 300 of them. We were scared, but we managed to escape. All this has happened after Saraswati's death.
He was a Hindu.
After his death, everyone started saying he'd been killed by Christians.
Yes, and then they wanted to kill all Christians.
Saraswati, it all started with him. On August 23rd, he was murdered in his ashram. He was the leader of one of the largest fundamentalist Hindu groups in India. The 85-year-old guru raised fanatics with his poisonous discourse against Christians, his long-standing enemies.
We know that America and Europe have been conspiring to spread Christianity in India, especially here in Orissa. We have been sent here to protect you. Without us, there would be only Christians here. Our mission is to protect these people.
Saraswati's death would set off the powder keg. Christians were immediately accused of murder without any proof. Propaganda films featuring the murdered leader were distributed in villages. Black and white images, dramatic music, and anti-Christian slogans. This time, things got nasty. 65 churches vandalized, over 4,000 houses burned down, 32 people killed. After a week of riots, we're going back to the place where this violence occurred, in the Kandhamal district, a remote rural area. Here, 1 in every 4 inhabitants is Christian, an anomaly in Orissa, where 95% of the population is Hindu. Trees were cut down, blocking the roads to prevent police intervention. We come across scores of villages, abandoned, in ruins, sometimes with smoke still rising from their embers. The Christians are no longer here. We have to go further on to find them. They are here, at least 15,000 of them, refugees in their own land, a few kilometers from what used to be their villages. Under the protection of the army sent in for reinforcement, over 3,000 of them have somehow made a place for themselves in this Catholic school in Raika. Some have not eaten in days. They'd been hiding in the jungle without food or water. In the crowd, we come across this little girl. Nanrita is 10 years old and unable to forget the night of August 24th. Her face will bear witness to it forever.
We were all sleeping when they knocked on the door. Then they broke it down, then everything in our house. They set fire to the house. I managed to run away, but outside something like a bomb exploded, and it burned my face.
Yes, it happened at night. We were frightened and locked ourselves in. We heard the loud noises of the crowd. They said that they were going to kill all Christians. They were looking for the men to kill them. And they said, once we've killed them, we'll convert you and your girl and all the other women. You'll be Hindus. That's what they wanted to do, convert us or kill us.
Among these Christians are many former Hindus, untouchables who converted to escape the caste system. Aboriginal tribes, too, who abandoned their animist rights in favor of a god. What they have in common is their poverty and illiteracy, making them easy targets for Christian missionaries and Hindu fundamentalists alike. The two camps fight over them in unending conversions and reconversions. But this time the Hindus went further and decided to cleanse their land of any Christian presence. The priests were first in the line of fire. For a week, Hindu extremists went on a manhunt to kill them. This woman's husband crossed paths with them and didn't survive. He was a pastor.
They asked him if he wanted to become Hindu or remain Christian. He said he would never convert. That he'd lived here for over 20 years as a Christian, serving his Lord, and that he preferred to die rather than abandon him. He started praying, and they killed him right before me. They hit him with an axe on the head, like this, right here, and he collapsed. And then, as if that wasn't enough, they knifed him in the chest. Then they sprayed him with fuel and set fire to him. Then they burnt his mother alive.
Even within these camps, these Christians are not reassured. Despite the haven they've found here, fear continues to stalk them.
We are not safe here. We are easy targets, and they still want to kill us. Some of us are going to die.
Nobody will be killed. There are no killers here. We're all Christians here.
We've lost everything. All we have is our lives. And now they're going to take even that from us.